This is episode 74 of the After Gambling podcast. And in this episode, we're going to talk about keeping things in perspective. Hey there, and welcome to the After Gambling podcast. My name is Jamie. I'm a former prop gambler. Now I haven't gambled in over 10 years, July 15th of 2010. So last time I ran off the riverboat and said goodbye to gambling forever. So now I do this little podcast to share my story and the stories of others and just everything I've learned over the years in a way to help other people that want to go on that same path. Now, the topic for today is keeping things in perspective. And this was triggered this morning. I was out on a walk, and as I was thinking about things, I was thinking about 2020. And you see all the things on social media. People are really getting excited for 2021. Oh, we can't wait for 2020 to be over. And just wait, 2020 is only going to get worse. And there's kind of been that constant story going throughout the year about 2020 and about how bad things are. And let me say up front, yes, this has been a year of trials and tribulations, struggles across the board. And I am not in a position where I have been impacted nearly as much as other people. So I completely understand and empathize. I have friends that have been out of work basically the entire pandemic. And some of those jobs are just never going to come back. And obviously people have been impacted on their health, their friends or their family's health. And then there's also the anxiety, the depression that comes from living at home. We're working from home. We're living from home. We're trying to parent from home. We're doing everything from home. Sports are at home. School's at home. Everything is at home. We're stuck in this small confined area and we're trying to figure it out. So yeah, obviously this is a trying time. Now, like I said, this was triggered by a thought that I had as I was out on the walk, and it was, you know what? This is a very trying time. It's a really difficult time full of a lot of problems. And yet, if you look at it historically, it's just not that bad. Sure, there have been years in the past where we don't have a pandemic. Any year without a pandemic is going to be a year that is an easier year by certain standards than a pandemic year. However, we can't just kind of go and cherry pick the good things from those years and ignore all the bad things. And as you go back in history, further back, and I've actually had this exact discussion with a friend of mine, and she was saying, no, I would go back. Time was slower. And I said, well, all right, but now you're 70 years old and you're looking left and you're looking right and a bunch of your friends are already dead because the life expectancy now is 80, 85, I believe. I think it's somewhere around 80, male and female. But people are living, my grandmothers that passed this year were both in their 90s. People are living these long lives. When you look at the life expectancy back 100 years, 150, 200 years ago, I mean, me at 38, I would already be basically dead. So the worst day of 2020 beats the best dead day of 200 years ago. And you start looking at it like, sure, we have coronavirus, which is awful. But look at all the things we've gotten rid of. All of the diseases and just things that kill people. I mean, literally, it was a death sentence that if you got certain types of cancer or other things that you were either born with or developed in life, there was no treatment back then. And so that's all these things add up. And I'll kind of there's the whole technology part as well. I mean, even go back to, think of the pandemic of 100 years ago. And sure, you probably didn't live as far away from your family. Look at now. We can just hop on a Zoom call and talk to people all around the world. We have all these ways to stay connected, to hear different stories, to connect with different people that we didn't have in the past. We have a smartphone. Like most of us have a smartphone in our pocket that is the most powerful device compared to anything of 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Think about 100 years ago. I mean, if you could time travel today and go back 100 years and say, look at this little fancy thing that I have, those people would be 100% convinced that you were an alien, right? I mean, that is a piece of technology that there's no way to wrap your head around what it does. It's a camera. You can message people. You can see people. You can read books on there. You can record a message and send it around the world. I mean, that thing obviously would blow people's minds. And so all this stuff is just talking about perspective. So yes, whether it's pandemic, whether you're on day 1 of trying to quit gambling, or day 100, or day 4,000, or day 10,000, all those days are going to be days that are going to have some kind of struggles. This is very Mark Manson. So yes, I will do the plug right now. If you want to support the show, you can go to audibletrial.com. That's AUDIBLE trial.com/aftergambling. And you get one free audiobook, and you can use that to download Mark Manson's The Subtle Art of Not Giving Up. I'll let that go so I don't have to put an E on this episode. I'll save that for some of the other ones where I get a little more fired up. But yeah, Mark always talks about you shouldn't ask for a life with no problems. You should just ask for a life with good problems. And so if we keep things in perspective and look at this year as a whole, sure, you can line up all the negative things. And for certain people, those negatives are definitely going to outweigh the positives. And they're going to say that they would rather be in a year, like a year gone by. But then the reality of that is, well, guess what? Down the road, you're going to have this year called 2020, and it's going to happen. We can't change history. And that's, sure, this is unique, but then this happened 100 years ago. And we've had other things happen. Stock market collapses, outbreaks across the world. I mean, the SARS, there's all sorts of different political uprisings, financial meltdowns, health meltdowns. There's always something, right? I mean, throw a dart at a wall with all the years on it and then go in and read their problems. And I think that it's important to do that sometimes to retain perspective on the now. And ultimately, the only thing that matters is this here and now. We don't have anything else. The intersection of here and now is the only thing that matters. We can spend all of our time looking back into the past and get depressed about it, or worrying into the future and get anxious about it. But the reality is we have this moment, this day, this time right here that is called 2020 that we can do something with. So I think if we all keep perspective on that, hopefully, like I said, no matter what you're going through, the down times, and they'll make you stronger, they'll make you better. Those things are so cliche, and yet looking back, I can't argue them at all. There's nothing about those that I don't see as being true. So even on our toughest days, know that it's going to make for better days ahead, and there's going to be tougher days ahead. That's always going to be the case, no matter where we are in history. It's an inevitable reality of being human and living in this little thing that we call life. So hopefully you'll take away that, just kind of reassess some things in your life, hopefully get some perspective around it. And hopefully this gives you kind of a little bit of a boost, morale boost, because I think we could all use a little morale boost, a little motivational boost, a little head clearing boost to kind of finish off this year strong. And then one of my last requests for today, if you haven't already, go ahead and like and subscribe wherever you listen to the podcast. If you have the ability to leave a review, definitely leave a review. Those are little uplifting things that I like to read. And even if you just want to shoot me an email, jamie@aftergambling.com. I get a lot of emails. I try to respond to all of them. Sometimes it takes a few minutes. Sometimes it takes a few months. But I try to get back to all of them. I think I have gotten back to all of them. If I haven't, please email me and let me know. But yeah, that's all I got for you. Good perspectives. Have a good outlook. Look for the good things, and realize that there's going to be bad things along the way. Now, as you already know, and you can probably say this along with me, I'm not a doctor. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a therapist. I'm not anything with letters before or after my name. So please seek out professional help. This is for informational purposes. You need to go out there and get professional help from those people that can look at your situation and really just kind of give you great advice. So don't make it any harder than it needs to be. Seek out the help of professionals. And finally, music for the show is Something Elated by Broke for Free and is licensed under the Creative Commons license. My name is Jamie. I'm a former problem gambler, and now I'm trying to have a little bit better perspective in my life. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode.